Hello everyone, I'm Priya and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever known that you should take a trade but still you couldn't bring yourself to enter it? Or have you ever taken one trade after another without any solid reason? If that has happened to you, then the problem may not be your trading strategy. It may be an old emotional pattern hidden deep inside your mind that keeps making you repeat the same mistakes again and again. In today's lesson, Dr. Brett Steenbarger reveals that hidden pattern. If you're new to this channel, let me quickly tell you, this entire series is based on the book, The Daily Trading Coach. Each lesson is designed not only to help you become a better trader, but also a better thinker. Today, we're covering lesson number 42, Crystallize Your Repetitive Patterns. In simple words, this lesson is about recognizing the emotional patterns that keep repeating inside you so clearly that they no longer control your decisions. In the previous lesson, you created an emotional timeline of both your life and your trading. You discovered which emotions keep showing up again and again. But simply recognizing those emotions was only the first step. Today, we'll go one step further, because as long as a pattern remains blurry, we simply react. But the moment that same pattern becomes crystal clear, that is also the moment real change begins. So let's begin. A mental lesson that may teach you more about yourself than about the market. Dr. Brett says, if you truly want to understand your trading behavior, don't just study your trades, study your past relationships too, especially your relationship with your parents or the people who were closest to you, because a large part of your personality was shaped there, and those same emotional patterns often appear later in your trading. Let's understand this with an example. There was a trader who grew up in a very strict household. His father rarely expressed emotions and became angry over even small mistakes. Slowly, the child developed a belief that showing emotions was not safe. If I express myself, I'll only get hurt. Over time, that belief became part of his personality. He kept people at a distance. He hid his feelings and he avoided getting too close to anyone. Years later, that same child became a trader. He often said, I love trading, but his behavior told a completely different story. Even when a perfect setup appeared, he couldn't pull the trigger. Instead, he kept analyzing, looking for one more confirmation. Whenever he had a losing trade, he disappeared from the market for several days. When someone finally asked him, why do you keep avoiding trading? His answer was, I'm just preparing myself. But preparation wasn't the real reason. The real reason was that he was avoiding pain. Just as he had once avoided his father's anger, he was now avoiding the uncertainty of the market. Think about it. Have you ever done something similar? Could it be that you're not running away from the market, but from an old emotion that still lives inside you? That question is the heart of today's lesson. Dr. Brett explains that every repetitive emotional pattern is built from 5 key parts. The first is need. What do you truly need deep inside? The second is feeling. How do you feel when that need isn't fulfilled? The third is defense. What do you do to protect yourself from that emotional pain? The fourth is repetition. Where do you keep repeating that same behavior again and again? And finally, consequence. What price are you paying because of that pattern? Let's understand with another example. Imagine a trader who never experienced emotional safety while growing up. Deep inside, his greatest need was to feel understood and accepted. But he believed that if he opened up, he would only get hurt again. So he created a defense, avoidance. In his personal life, he never fully committed to relationships. And in trading, he constantly avoided big opportunities. Even when the setup was clear, he refused to enter. He traded with tiny position sizes. He overanalyzed every decision. From the outside, he looked like a disciplined trader, but deep inside, he was simply trying to avoid pain. Eventually, this became his default behavior. The result? He found neither satisfaction in relationships nor real growth. In trading, he achieved safety but sacrificed progress. always remember, every time we make decisions only to avoid pain, we may reduce risk, but we also reduce our potential. Now it's your turn. Take out a sheet of paper and honestly answer these 5 questions. First, what do I need more than anything else? Second, how do I feel when I don't get it? Third, what do I usually do to escape that feeling? Fourth, where do I repeat this same pattern in both my personal life and my trading? And finally, what has this pattern cost me? The more honestly you answer these questions, the faster you'll begin to understand your own mind. Now let's look at another example. There was a trader whose parents divorced when he was very young. His mother remarried. His father gradually disappeared from his life. From the outside, everything seemed normal, but inside, he felt completely alone. More than anything, he wanted to feel accepted, but he never did. So, he developed another defense: become perfect. He became the top student. He won medals in sports. He tried to be the best at everything. He believed that if he became perfect, someone would finally notice him. But the emptiness inside never disappeared. Years later, when he became a trader, that same pattern followed him into the market. He spent countless hours studying charts. He learned every possible strategy. He tried to make every single trade perfect. But the moment a trade went wrong, he completely fell apart, because for him, a losing trade was never just a loss. It felt like proof that maybe he simply wasn't good enough. That is why the biggest battle in trading is often not against the market. It's against your own sense of self-worth. Dr. Brett says the emotional needs that were never fulfilled in our relationships often become the very reason our performance gets sabotaged. That's why changing your strategy isn't enough. You must also change your mindset. Now, one final thought, and perhaps the most important lesson of today's chapter. Whenever you experience fear, rejection, loneliness, or the fear of failure, your mind automatically tries to protect you. And at that exact moment, your trading changes. You begin to overtrade, or you stop trading completely. You take profits too early. You hold on to losses for far too long. You enter trades impulsively, or you hesitate even when the perfect setup is right in front of you. This doesn't happen because you don't know how to trade. It happens because at that moment you are no longer managing the market. You are trying to manage your emotions, and that becomes the most expensive mistake of all. My friends, today's lesson teaches us a powerful truth. The market doesn't only reveal price movements, it also reveals our personality patterns. Every trade isn't just about profit or loss, it's also a mirror reflecting our psychology. So the next time you make a trading decision, don't just look at the chart. Take a moment to look inside your own mind, because the enemy you believe is the market may actually be an old emotional pattern that has been guiding your decisions for years. And the day you finally see that pattern with complete clarity, your trading will stop being a series of emotional reactions and become a series of intentional decisions. That is the greatest message of today's lesson. If you found this video valuable, please don't forget to hit the like button